Alright, so we're back with the Ruger LCR. Got it all cleaned up, so we're going to put it back together. See, I'm going to start with the cylinder here just to get that all done. So you put your little bushing back in the spring there. Drop this little guy down in there. We're going to put that in there. There, we're going to stick. This will only go into the your cylinder. Your ejector will only go in the cylinder one way. It's keyed in, so to spec. A little pin and plunger in here. Don't worry about that little guy. Okay. We're gonna stick that back together. Or not. Maybe I have to do it with the ejector out. Oh, that worked way easier. Yeah. That in there. And remember, these are left-hand threads, so we have to go counterclockwise to tighten here. It's usually a pretty good idea to put like a couple of casings in here, you know, 38 or something like that. So when you tighten this down, there is a dab of Loctite from the factory on it, but I'm not really going to worry about that. I'm just going to go tighten it down real good. But get it tightened down, and it's done. Boop, 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 boop. Now go to the frame. I'm going to, where do I want to start? That's your hammer pin. This guy's probably the most difficult thing. Let's set him over here. And let's put that in first bucket. I'm going to set that in there. And you've got to push that little plunger and detent. And what makes this difficult is lining all of, not really aligning, you've got to get that detent to go in there, and there we go. That bar's got to stay behind a certain point or it won't go in correctly. Really try not to launch that thing. There we go. Where's my little screw? There he is. Look at that here. Oh, I think I even got the holes lined up. And give her a little bit of snugging. Doop. That's it. That's all we needed her for. After that, it's all pretty well simple. That's the more difficult of the parts. The trigger goes in. You're going to have your hammer block or hammer safety bar or whatever you want to call that thing. And I'm missing a fucking part. Here we go. So our pawl, hand, whatever you want to call it, and our safety block. And when you put it in the frame, if you look, I don't know if you can see that or not. The frame has kind of a keyway cut in it. There, so either way, it's wider up front, you know, closer to the front of the trigger guard there, and that is cut out like that to allow you to get the hammer is wider down here, or the trigger, excuse me, is wider here, and that's so you can slip it in there and then push to the back. Shit, nope, you can't start here. I'm gonna get once again. Hammer. Gotta have that hammer in there first, man. That just ain't gonna work without this thing being in there. So we're gonna slide this hammer in. The fuck over. And the pin fell out here for the hammer strut, and when I put it back together, I didn't put it back together facing the right way, apparently. Not that it matters, I just in reference to the little my paperclip tool here and getting it fed into the body. There we go. Let's try this again. Yep. Take your pin, get it in there. There we go. And I'm going to leave that paper clip there for now. Now we can put our trigger in. When you go to put the trigger in, so there's a little nub there, and that's where the stop fits on, and there's a hole here where this little piece fits in, and this safety bar here has a little nub on it, and that's got to be behind your pawl. That's the way it should be lining up. And then we're going to stick that into the frame with some level of fucking cooperation. Thank you. Now you had this little tiny bushing, silver bushing, that goes inside the spring that came out of the trigger, and the longer leg of that spring goes inside that little slot that was cut into the trigger. Drop it down in there, get your holes good and aligned, and then you can get your pin in there just like so, and you should be alright there. Now we're going to put our cylinder stop in and its spring, and that's how that goes on there. Unless the, god damn it, fucking stay in, dude. I fucking hate Rugers. Jesus Christ. Alright, I'm fucking making life too hard on myself. Fucking gunsmith glue to the rescue. It's just Vaseline petroleum distillate jellies, so that way the spring doesn't fall the fuck off this thing every time I try and turn it over. Motherfucking goddamn stay on there. Alright, let me try this again here, man. So, get that little cylinder stop in there. And you're fighting that spring too, man. You've got to compress that spring a little bit to get the hole here to line up. About like so. Get that pin in there. Boop. There we go. Atta girl. What I did there, so you can see how far that cylinder latch is sticking up. If you pull the trigger down most of the way and depress that, and then push the trigger back the other direction, it'll capture it like it's supposed to. Now what we can do is slide the top half of this frame on. No, we can't, because the stop isn't behind the... There we go. Now we can. And push it like that, and we'll turn it over so we can get this screw into the frame there. And just get her good and tight, man. Don't have to... It's like all the other screws, man. You don't have to crank the shit out of them. Just get it good and snug. And then we can put our cylinder back on. So we're going to pop that in there. No, something ain't right. There we go. There you go. Get this tightened down, same thing. You probably want to snug this one down a little bit or put like a dab of block Loctite or something. Blue Loctite. Fucking whatever, man. Alright, I'm going to try this one more time, man, on camera before I lose my shit and just cancel this whole video. When you have things lined up here, this little spring, this little leg here, needs to be pushed back. That's what controls the pawl, hand, whatever you want to call it here, the gun. And make sure your cylinder stop is down. And when you put it together, you're going to try and kind of put it in this way and then set it down and kind of rock it in like that. Let's see, put our screw here. Hopefully this one works, because apparently this is the only time I put it together and actually had any real trouble, so I don't know what was going on there. Clearly I was doing it wrong. So before I tighten everything down here in front of you on camera, let's see. There you go. I will make sure everything functions like it ought to. That's promising. And pull our little guy there. Oh, fire pin protrusion. Opens, closes, shoots. Alright, it seems good there. So, I'll go ahead and tighten it back up. I just didn't want to cooperate for some reason, man. I was losing my mind. Do screw grip. Not that complicated. Or at least it shouldn't be, right? There you go. One LCR. Like, share, subscribe, make your comments, do what you gotta do, folks. Thanks for watching.